Hi folks, thanks for tuning in and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a video on some small EDC fixed blades. Now I'm not saying these are the best knives and I don't represent any of the vendors or the manufacturers, but there are some pretty decent choices if you're looking for a very small fixed blade for EDC or perhaps something to put into a kit. These are my own personal knives, and I thought I would share them with you all. Perhaps some of you are doing research and you're looking for some ideas. So that's the purpose of this review. So before we get started, I will tell you that there are some additional ones that are going to be coming out. There is a Bravo Mikro in S35VN, and there's also a Bravo EDC in A2. And my understanding is that they are knives that fall within this category and maybe some additional options for you. So what I'll do is I'll talk about each knife, maybe do a close-up and a comparison for you, and perhaps I'll touch on some of the products on the table and a little bit of the sharpening implements, how to service these knives. Anyway, let's get started. The first one here, this little tiny one, very small. This is a Bark River emergency preparedness knife. It is the EPK, and it is in Maroon linen Micarta with Mosaic pins. Comes in this Kydex sheath. Now, I don't know if I'd wear this around my neck. It could come off. Perhaps it's best in a pocket, fanny pack, small kit. Now, it will fit into this OtterBox. This is a 1000, so it's a very small one. And just to show you, it does fit in there fine. Now this one here is overall 4 inches, 10.1 centimeters. 2-inch blade or 5 centimeters. The cutting edge is 1.75 or 4.4 centimeters. The blade steels is CPM 154, and it is a pretty stout spine. Thickness is 0.145 or 3.6 millimeters. It's 36 grams or 1.375 ounces, and it's basically a 2-finger design. So you can see here on the roller for scale, it's a very small knife. You could use it perhaps to prep food, very, very small carving task. You could use it to cut rope, paracord, and things like that. So this is the first one. And we'll set it down right there. Next one's a little bit bigger. This one here is the Bark River Personal Survival Knife. This is the PSK. And as you can see, it's got more steel, it's a wider blade, it's got more belly. It's got a nice choil area here. It's a 3-finger design. It's 5.1 overall, or 12.9 centimeters. The blade length is 2.1, but the cutting surface is 2 inches or 5 centimeters. And this one is a little bit different steel. It is a stainless. It's 154 cm. And the spine on it is 0.132 or 3.3 millimeters. It is a little bit heavier, 2.1 ounces or 59 grams. And this one here is a little more robust. I would prefer this one over the smaller one if I wanted to have some sort of a backup knife in a kit. And I like the grip and the handle better. So we'll set this one right here. The next one is a Bark River Mikro Canadian 2 in Maroon linen Micarta. And the reason I have them in this color is because I actually will mount these to other Bark River knives through these holes. I'll mount it on the outside of the sheath as companion knives or secondary knives. And the knife that I use is Maroon, so I wanted to match them. But I have others in wood and other materials as well. Now this one here is a great slicer. So if you're looking for a great slicer, this one will outslice all these knives. It is 5.1 overall, 12.9 centimeters. The blade length is 2.1, and the cutting edge is 1.7 or 4.3 centimeters. This one is also a 154 cm blade steel, and it is a little thinner, and that's why it's a great slicer. Only comes in at 0.125 or 3.1 millimeters. Very light, 3-finger design, 38 grams or 1.3 ounces. And it has this area here where you can really get up close to the blade and choke up. And this one's a great skinner. It's good for cutting up fish, small game, food prep. And I don't know if I'd classify this one as a survival knife. It's not heavy duty enough, although it does have a full tang construction, but it is razor sharp. So we'll set that one right there. And the last one here is the one you saw on the mountain. This is the one I keep in my Maxpedition bottle holder. This is the Bark River Pocket Bravo, and it is in Midnight Tiger with the G10 scales on it. And I did clean it up this time for you. And I would say this one is comparable with the PSK as far as being on the heavy duty side. It's 4.9 overall. The blade is 2.25 or 5.7 centimeters, and the cutting edge is 2 inches. This one here is 154 cm on the blade steel. It is 0.130 on the spine. It does have jimping, and it is 38 grams or 1.3 ounces. So this one feels very nice in the hand. It's a 2, maybe 3-finger design depending on the size of your hand. You can get some additional pressure by utilizing the jimping here. It's good for whittling, it's good for fine work. It does have some belly here if you want to do. I use it for food prep. That's my primary use for this knife. And we will set that one right here. So let's talk a little bit about the sharpening and maintenance, and then we'll close out with a close-up. This is a Felkneven DC3 diamond and ceramic stone. It's an option for field care, touching up the blade. The con on this, it's pretty heavy. This is heavier than any of these knives, substantially heavy. Over here we have a mini strop, and it doesn't really weigh much, and this is another good option if you put some compound or emulsion on it. And I'll give you a size comparison. This is the DC3, and this mini strop in the back is actually about the size of the Felkneven DC4 sharpening stone. Just to give you a little size comparison on the two. Now, you could go with a piece of leather like this, which I have in quite a few of my kits. I have green compound and black compound, but I have been transitioning away from the compound, especially when you get into the CPM 3V steels and some of the other super steels, VG10, 3G, the powder steels. This seems to work a little bit better. This is an emulsion, It's a dressing you would put on a strop. You put on a latex glove and you just put a film onto a strop and you're ready to go. This one is 4 microns or 4,000 grit. This one here is a little finer, 8,000 or 2 microns. They also make a 1,000 and a 2,000. But this is a little expensive, and you could go a little cheaper by just utilizing some sandpaper. And what I have here is some 800, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,500. And this works fine on a convex edge to bring the knife back up to shaving sharp. So these are the knives that I have for small kits. Again, EDC, just very small fixed blades. See if I can bring in a little bit closer so you can check them out. Now, if I wanted a small backup survival knife for my kit, I would probably choose this one, which is the Bravo, Pocket Bravo, or the PSK. If I wanted something very small, minimalist, just to have a cutting instrument, you really can't go wrong with this one. It'll do the job. It's a strong knife and it'll suffice. But if I wanted a premium slicer, I would go with the Mikro Canadian. And there they are up close so you can check them out. I do have some additional small EDC fixed blades, and perhaps I'll do another video on those as well, so you can get some additional ideas if you are looking to build some sort of a kit or put together a gift or something for someone. And in the future I will move up perhaps to some medium knives, and maybe we'll talk about some larger blades as well. So this concludes my mini little presentation. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time.